What are your preferences contact-wise? What do you think is a good plan?
Um, part of my thinking, and I don't know if we always do this, but I think it's important. I mentioned, I think coaches should have some input. I think they ought to talk to parents and talk to high school coaches too, and just ask for opinions. That being said, there are some parents that would let their kids get called in ninth grade. I think that's healthy. I'm on the other side of the fence. I just know I wouldn't want my kid, being worried about recruiting when he's in 11th grade. I think they should just worry about being as good as they can be where they're at. And it's kind of like our guys. The NFL will be there if they're good enough and if they play well enough as college players. But I think kids ought to be allowed to be kids too. So somehow there's got to be some balance in there. And if we are going to open up contacts, I think if that train's going down the track, fine. But let's like we do now, we have dead periods in there during the course. We have a couple 3 weeks of contact and a dead period, 3 weeks of contact. Just give people a break from it, and maybe as important as anybody to their prospects. But if we're allowed to call them, we're going to call them. I mean, that's just how it is, and they're probably going to answer. So, it's one of those deals. That was my whole gripe about texting. Is just I can easily envision one of my sons with his phone under his desk in English class, looking at his text. Not that that's happening. Not happening anyway, but that's just the kind of world we're living in right now. So at some point a kid ought to be able to go to English class and listen to the teacher, and then go to the cafeteria and sit with Susie Smith for a while and just talk to her, and then do whatever. So, but I know the world's changing too. I need a little more clarity, and this is kind of an ongoing thing, but just, there are people doing things a little bit differently throughout the country. And I'm a little confused, quite frankly, on what the interpretations are. But so you got to be careful about how you do that. And moving forward, I think right now all that stuff got tabled, and I think I don't speak for all the coaches in our conference. I think what we're all hoping is maybe we all can. We're going to meet here later in April and just come back with some ideas that we'd like to present in terms of how to make our game better in our from that standpoint. How do you what's workable, what isn't workable, and I think to me the end game is try to make sure there's uniformity nationally, and that may be impossible to do, but just so everybody's kind of operating under the same. Because there's a lot of fuzzy areas right now that are out there, and so that's kind of. I think that's really the next step is to sit down with people from different parts of the nation, and coaches shouldn't make the rules. I'm not proposing that, but I think they probably should at least offer up some input and information. I don't know how far. I don't know how you legislate it, and then B, I don't know how far you can go back, like how young you go with guys. But I don't know how you legislate that one. It's just kind of the world we're living in right now. There's more exposure, more information out there, and the earlier you offer a guy, the more risk there is too, and that that player may not develop into who you think. That that's kind of the world's changing there.